Yo, what is going on YouTube? You hope y'all had a fantastic Easter. I was blanking out. Hope y'all had a fantastic Easter. Hope y'all had a blessed weekend. Fresh new month, right? Month of April. Let's go see how it's treating us so far. This is officially day 2 of our Eval 2 payout series where I'm taking you guys on the journey of, starting fresh from evals and then pretty much documenting and showing everything all the way until I get a payout, and then we'll just see what happens afterwards, right? So last video we got the 5 Topstep accounts up to 1,500, and in this video we're up pretty much 700 bucks today, right? Caught 2 trades. Uh, one of them was the one like the heavy hitter that did most of it. This one was kind of just me trying to get as much little as possible. I just like the setup. I didn't even like go all the way to TP. Yeah, essentially like halfway through, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going for a 1-to-1. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this. And I also kind of just want to talk about. I have a tendency of trying to rush accounts, and I tend to go up in size. And yeah, I could find a good trade. I think I'm capable of being patient and disciplined enough to wait for the market to present an actual trade for me. But I don't know. Something just clicks in my brain when I'm sized up heavy, and my brain just like knows that I'm sized up heavy, and my trading kind of just flops, right? And I think again, I mentioned this before. Just my brain knows I'm comfortable with taking it slow. Um, or just taking it slow. I mean, today is barely Monday. It's a fresh new month. Hopefully, we can patch these accounts by the end of the week. Um, shit. I mean, hopefully, we can pass these accounts by Wednesday, right? But again, taking my time today, we actually ended up trading micros. Just because we had Trump speaking and overnight session. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Usually I trade minis. Just one mini. 2 minis is a little bit excessive for me, but I usually just trade one mini. But today wanted to trade some micros. Um, for evals, of course, minis on evals. I do not trade minis on actual fundeds accounts. Overnight session, we are pretty high up in premium already. We were initially very high up in premium. So it was kind of scary. Wanted to trade micros instead of minis just because it's Monday. Mr. Trump was going to speak at like 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And, kind of just playing it safe, right? I mean, we started off the series good, and we started off with a good move, having our first day at 1,500 pretty much. So kind of just didn't want to blow that all on a Monday. So decided to just slow it down a bit and trade micros. And overnight session last night. I have some alpha futures accounts. I passed them last night. Overnight session was an absolute playground. Let me show you guys. This was absolutely beautiful. I did not take this trade. This was a tape read. I took this second trade, and then I actually ended up taking another short. Yeah, actually, I ended up taking another short during last night's session to pass 3 alpha futures accounts, which is sick. Last night was absolutely beautiful. It was an absolute playground. Um, so that happened, and then so pretty much we went to sleep and woke up, and we are super deep in premium. We are insane. That is not my Yan box. Oopsies. Super deep in premium, and I just don't think we're gonna get a deep retracement on Monday or today, right? Just because we're currently playing inside this market maker buy side curve of the model. Um, so I like ideally, I don't know, right? Ideally, we're just looking at the higher time frame, and I'm just off of open. And this is what I noticed initially. Off of open, I saw that we had this 1 hour for value gap, and that we had internal manipulation happening inside of this fair value gap, right? So here is your 6 a.m. candle for New York Open. I saw the higher time frame. So this was the only scary part about this, was that we're deep in premium, and NQ had already swept out some buy side, right? So, a retracement maybe potentially coming down to take out these lows down over here, or maybe potentially this low, and then continuing that buy side curve of the model. My thing is white. Oopsies. So something like this, I could have definitely seen happen. But again, just playing with what price was giving me, and I saw that we were respecting a hourly for value gap, and we had manipulation happen, and we had a good reaction off of this manipulation. So off of this, coming into New York AM, this is the manipulation happening. I did see this for value gap that got inversed, went ahead and entered good singular candle closure here, and then was targeting basically London session highs, which was right over here for 73 points, which is sick. Um, and then right after, I think at this point in time we also have an SMT with ES, or I think ES had just taken out its buy side. So let me go ahead and see. I think ES had just taken out its buy side. Yeah. So we have buy side here for ES. Yeah, and this external buy side as well. So we're gonna be using this other one, the taller one, or the farther one. Um, so ES has swept out buy side, right? Swept out buy side, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, we're super deep in premium. I could definitely see a retracement happen, like I just mentioned earlier. Let me go ahead and see if I could enter and trade. I see a 1 minute change in the state here. If you use breaker structure, here's your breaker structure as well. And then I see this 1 minute inverse for value gap here. That gave me somewhat of a nice closure. I entered. Now I was pretty much 1 to 1. Um, Ideally, I would have liked it to go like all the way down here. But again, I was up for the day already and kind of was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go for a 1 to 1 because the 1 to 1 we're already at. Um, no sick, right? If I would have gone break even, it definitely would have cooked me. So this would have been a break even. So just taking what I can get and just adding on to the account balance for the day. And then yeah, that was sick. I did see one more trade. Where is it? I did see one more trade, which was absolutely beautiful. That wasn't this one. I think it might have been this one. If you trade image for value gaps, this is a solid for value gap trade. If you're wondering what this change in the state is, this is a higher time frame change in the state. I think this is like a 4 hour. Yeah, so here's this 4 hour change of the state. Come back, retap into it, and then you get a solid good reaction off of it. So if you trade inverse for value gaps, this potentially could have been an inverse for value gap trade that you could have taken. Um, right? So this would have absolutely banged the TP all the way to this high. Damn, I don't know where that trade is. It was a simple. Was it? No, no. Oh, maybe it's this. Damn, I don't know. I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. But anyway, wait. No, I can't find it. I lied. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, this was pretty much what happened today on Monday. Also cool to see that this 1 minute change in the state was valid, sponsoring the move to continue lower. Um, so essentially the retracement did kind of happen. Not the best, but as you can see, we were kind of wicking the entire day at this hourly for value gap. Let's count how many wicks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wicks. And then one broke out, touched this 4 hour change in the state, and then we're heading back up. So I guess this was the retracement. Ideally, not the. It makes sense, right? The retracement makes sense. But I definitely would have liked the retracement to be a little bit more showing. Um, did he even take out this low? Oh, we did take out this low. Okay, yeah, no, this is good enough of a retracement. Let me see what this 4 hour looks like. Okay, yeah, I think this is a good retracement. I definitely do think this is a good retracement. I didn't realize. I thought it was just tapping the change in the state, but it looks like we also pretty much swept out this liquidity here, resting the sell side. This is also an SMT, and there is also an SMT here. So, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So let's go ahead and see if there was a trade after this. Yeah, so this is the trade I was telling you about. If you trade inverse for value gaps. See, that's the thing. Inverse for value gaps are very powerful if you give it narrative, right? So now this inverse for value gap has narrative. And the reason being is because, we were deep in premium. Of course, on the higher time frame, still ideally should be bullish on the higher time frame, right? Because we're still continuing this market maker buy model. And the what like, oh, well, how do you know we're still continuing this market maker buy model? I mean, well, we're respecting this 4 hour change in state. We had an SMT and we swept out the sell side here, and we got a good reaction off of this. So, I mean, we could potentially continue to go higher. Obviously, this does look sideways, but this is enough for to sponsor the move to the upside, maybe potentially continuing to target this level at 559, right? But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Today was a definitely a more choppier sideways day, but I did see some stuff play out. Definitely a lot of ping pong going on here. But glad we caught our piece of the pie. Day two officially in the books. Looking to pass these accounts by the end of the week. Much love, y'all. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace, peace.